And hello, this is Mike Lodge. I am the business advisor. Listen, last night, I don't know what to do. I just do not know what to do anymore because we have overspending happening again. We had the members of Congress who met last night and they voted to spend another $40 billion on this Ukrainian nonsense war. This is a lot of money. Now remember, all of these people, especially Republicans, have been standing in front of the microphones and talking to people and saying, government spending increases inflation. And what do? 149 Republicans decided to vote to spend more money on a corrupt nation where we don't know where the money's going to and how it's going to be used, but they want to spend another $40 billion. Now, this is a stupid bunch of people we have. We have whores in Congress that want to spend your money. So they entice you in and they say, you know what, we are going to curb this spending. We are going to tell you all these good things of what we're going to do, and we're not going to spend this much money anymore. We got to get government spending under control. And then in the next vote that they do, they spend $40 billion. These are whores in Congress, and we can no longer trust them. They have become floozies, where they're out there showing their goods and how good they are, but in the next moment they take their vote and they completely destroy the confidence in these people any longer because they want to spend another $40 billion. Do you realize that we have homeless on the street? We've got drug addicts from this fentanyl that's coming across the border, where people dying in it. We've got people in America at the moment who are living from paycheck to paycheck because inflation has gone up. But what does Congress do? They spend more money in driving inflation up. This is no longer acceptable and can no longer be tolerated by Americans. We are sending billions and billions and trillions of dollars to the United States government, and it's being wasted by stupid politicians. Can you imagine that? This is how the vote went last night, okay? 219 Democrats voted yay to send that $40 billion to Ukraine. 149 Republicans said, yeah, it's okay. We can send a little bit more money. $40 billion. What's $40 billion? Taxpayers aren't going to worry about a few $1 billion going. It may end up missing. It may end up lining some pockets of politicians. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and vote yes. So 149 Republicans voted on this, and then 57 said nay. They don't want to vote on it. And then 5 of them, no vote. They didn't vote at all. So I want you to remember this. The next time that a Republican stands up and says, oh, my God, these Democrats, they're just overspending. And every time they overspend, it just raises inflation. At the same time, we don't think that it's right. And they're crying and they're moaning and they're groaning and they're giving you all of this bull crap. Because at the next moment, they take their vote and they spend another $40 billion. Now, Americans are saying, don't spend any more money. If you look at all the social media outlets and everything else and all of the news around this country, they're saying, don't spend any money. But we've got whores in Congress. Honestly, I think they're all standing up at the bar in the OK Corral, and they see all of these big spenders. They see all of these people with money. And all of these people that are dressed up as members of Congress come in as whores and they suck all that money, as much money as they can from the American people, and then they send it to places like Ukraine where we don't know how it's going to be spent. And then we also raise our own inflation and we have stupid people making bad decisions. But we'll tell you how great they are and what they vote on and what they vote for. But to stand in front of us, honestly, to have people stand in front of us and lie to us. We've got the president lying to us. We've got members of Congress lying to us. We've got members of the Senate lying to us. My gosh, the only people that we can believe is you and me. That's the only people we can believe. Because we're out there working our tails off to try to survive. We've got individuals. I heard a trucker yesterday. It cost him $1,700, $1,700 to fill up his truck. Because gas prices and diesel prices have gone up. That diesel price, that $1,700, gets passed on to whatever he's hauling to get to market. Tomatoes, watermelon, corn, drugs, whatever the goods that are being sent to us are raised in prices because that trucker had to spend that much money to fill up his truck. So Americans are sitting here and we are struggling. When we go to the grocery store, we're literally counting how much we're spending. That's an apple, so that's $2. Okay, an apple, $2, and we put it into our basket because we need the vitamins, right? But we're making these price decisions right there in the shopping cart. Our shopping cart has now become our financial decision maker. What costs less that we can put into our shopping cart that we can survive on? And some of that may not even be very nutritional, but it's cheap, and that's all that we can afford at the moment because inflation has eaten away at the wages that we earn. Taxes are eating away at the wages that we earn because every time that we spend money on any goods, we're paying a sales and use tax. And the higher that good goes, the higher the taxes go, and we have to eat it. When we go to the gas station to put gas in our car, we're paying a gas tax that goes to the state and to the federal governments. And every time that the gas goes up, our taxes go up at the same time. And that gets spent badly by the people who are supposed to be protecting us, who are supposed to be doing the will of the people. But the issue is that they get to Congress and they say they're going to do all these great things, right? But then they get in there and they see how much power that they can have over the purse string. Because that money that they're spending is power. So we have these whores in Congress, and I'm going to call them that until I see a change. But we've got these people in there who will say one thing but do another. And these politicians you can never count on. That's why I always say, and I've been giving this lecture to you for so long in my blogs and also in my podcast, that once you allow politics into your business or into your companies, you are going to have conflict. You are going to have a downturn because politics is never, never, never ethical. It is never going to bring in money to your company. Politics will always take money out of your company because people get fed up with your political agenda. So when you talk about Congress and you look at how evil that they have become in the spending of money that they don't know when to stop. It is now a disease with them. It's like they have a compulsion. Like people who have a gambling disorder. They get there and they want to spend and spend and spend and spend more. And what can we do as individuals? All we have is our vote. But they have billions and millions of dollars to support their campaigns and to make them look bad. And we as a people, we never think about who we're voting for anymore. We vote because they have an R or a D behind their name, but not who that individual is. So we send whores to Congress. Well, they become whores once they get there. So we as Americans, we're in trouble here. And we have got to take We can say, I want to take America back. Well, unfortunately, we need to have somebody in there that is strong enough in the president's office that can have a clear and precise economic direction of how he's going to spend the money of Americans and veto everything that comes across his desk that spends billions and billions and billions of dollars on nothing that benefits Americans. I think about the 700 homeless children that are on our streets every single day. I think about the individuals who have gotten hooked on fentanyl because the borders are open. I think about those people dying of overdoses. We've had such a great increase in drug overdoses. We've had a bad situation with mental health. I would much rather spend $40 billion on mental health and drug addiction and things that are going to help Americans instead of sending it to a country that we don't know how it's going to be used there and what American politicians are going to get their share. That's why we did away with this pork belly stuff, because too much money was flowing back into politicians' pockets. We have a problem. We have an ethical problem in Congress. And I think that the only way that we can get through this is that you and I become ethical individuals and we have ethical votes on people who are going to do ethical things and hold them to that. And that within our own lives, within our own financial concerns, we are good stewards of our own money. And that we're taking care of our families and friends, our church, our community. That's the only way we'll survive through this inflationary time where we're going into a recession and may even dip into a depression. Only we can manage and hold our families together financially. And we're going to have to work closely with each other. And if you need help, let me know. And I'll sit down with you and we'll put together budgets and everything else to keep your family financially secure. But it's up to us. We can no longer trust Congress. We can no longer trust people in the Senate, and we can no longer trust the individual that's running the White House at the moment. Can you imagine $40 billion on a war that's not even at our border? This is Mike Lodge. And if you would like to help me out and support me, you can go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Michael Lodge. I have a lot of blogs there that I do on taxation and business and personal finance. They're all there. If you would like to have more access to me and know more about me, go to www.lodge-co.com. All of this is down and below. If you look at the comments down below, they're all there. But you and I, we have a lot of responsibility on our shoulders. We have got to get through this inflation time and manage our money well. We can no longer look at Congress to solve any problems because they are the problem. We can no longer look at this president and think that he's going to do anything because he doesn't know what he's doing. It's up to you and I. This is Mike Lodge. I am the business advisor. I'll talk with you soon. Bye-bye.